turn it on. Oh,
So we do record, and it will be available on the council's YouTube.
Yes, I thought I'd have a look at that later. I'm going to get home.
Yes, yeah. Oh, I forgot to say so. But anyway, look, you're most welcome, and we're looking forward to hearing what you have to say. You should probably assume that the council is here. We've got Councillor Plummer, Councillor Gray, Councillor Maynard, have read your submission, and you might like, therefore, to focus on what would you really like to drum into our heads. But the 5 minutes are yours. You just take it as you wish.
Well, it is a speed limit on it's Western Lake Road from Moore Street.
Sorry?
Western Lake Road from Moore Street. So
Moore Street,
yeah.
and then there's the bridge, and then there's Western Lake Road. Well, I'm not sure what I should be saying, but to me, the speed is too high. I've got motorbikes are letting loose from Moore Street, and I mean, it is really bad. I mean, I feel for people that have driveways. The car racing at high speed. People are trying to get out of the cemetery, and there's going to be an accident, as far as I'm concerned, with the speed. The speed's a lot of people well over 100 k's, but 100 k's I feel is too high.
Just excuse me, Tim, we'll invite you to the table at the end of the submissions. Okay.
Am I right going on?
Yeah, carry on. Please carry on.
Okay. I think driveways are at risk, and people walking. A lot of people like to walk along the bike trail, and and there's also cyclists which use the road there. So I find, to me, it's at 100 k's is too high. I'd like to see it. Well, to the cemetery, I think it should be, to me, 50, but even 80 k's. It could be dropped to, but to me, with the cemetery and people going into, in and out, there's children, also people riding horses, as myself. I just have to bring it to the cemetery, the rubber tire marks that are, I don't know if you're aware of, just recently. That's just really bad. There's rubber left on the road. It's right down. Something really needs to be done to stop that, because it's high risk. It's getting really bad. The burnout pad there, yellow is way out of line, and the stones are getting chipping the graves that are on they're the little graves there, that if you have a look at them on the roadside, they are all chipped. Maybe I thought the bumper bars or something around there, but I don't know if that would be, suitable. Trucks are also speeding down there, because I mean, there's no one to, really police the area. So there should be a really restriction, on that as well. And I'm just, I just feel that people living in the cemetery, one day that someone is going to get, hit there. And there's a lot of elderly people that go in there. So, I mean, myself, I'm just retired, but I can imagine if you're older even, leaving there, as, you can see them sitting there, and so, yes. So that's sort of my concerns. About the...
So you've suggested 50 or 80 to the cemetery. Do you have a view on what should happen after the cemetery?
Well, to the train tracks, there's a train track up there that's sort of like an on S. I feel that people are speeding, they're going way too fast over that train track. They don't slow down for that train track. So I think there should be, say, to the people aren't going to like it, but I think to the cemetery 50,
yeah,
might stop the burnouts and all that, and make people more aware, and 80 k's maybe past the cemetery is my idea of, that safety.
So are there any other questions?
Yes, so Jared, what I'm hearing from you is that it's more about bad behaviour of driving than speed limits. Because from what you're saying, burnouts and things, would it be a fair comment to, if I'm interpreting what you've said right, that the people who are doing this, they don't take any notice of speed limits anyway,
No, but there's also speed on that road, high speed.
over 100 kilometres an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that, again, that's my.
And people, yes, but I do feel 100 Ks is too fast for that area.
Okay, but
Because people are coming out of the cemetery and people are going 100 Ks. You know, it's still very high, especially people, you know, like coming out of driveways along that area. I think,
if people are already speeding over the speed limit, reducing the speed limit isn't going to change behaviour. Because they're already, would you consider that? Or would you see what I'm saying?
I can, but then I can't. Yeah, no, I'm pretty set in my ways over the, I think it is 100 Ks along there is way too high. Because it's sort of more or less urban, coming from the urban area. And I think the cemetery needs to the cemetery. 100 Ks past the cemetery is way too fast to my eyes anyway.
I think councillor Maynard has a question.
Sorry.
No, and thank you so much for coming in and speaking, because it's never easy.
No.
But especially having to travel, so we do appreciate it on a day like today. I just wanted to ask you, do you feel that perhaps because a lot of cemeteries tend to be just a little bit outside, you know, like leaving a town, do you feel that cemeteries in general should actually have a speed limit around them?
Yes,
Yeah,
I do, because
I just know we're looking at schools and things like that.
yes,
isn't it?
it's similar in its respects, you know, people I think should travel slower past the cemetery.
Yes, a lot of people walking because they don't park in there either.
Yes,
So they
they
walk
do.
along the side of the road. That's a
Definitely.
really good point. No, I appreciate
Sorry
it.
for the last 30 seconds.
So just specifically with the Featherston cemetery, you're kind of obliged to pull in and then reverse back out. There's not a space really for turn if there's other cars lined up there. So it means that you're reversing out into a 100 K zone where there's not as much visibility down there as possible. So I think that's a really great idea to specifically run that one, look at reducing the speed quite a lot. Yeah.
Definitely.
Look, thank you very, very much for joining us. I hope it wasn't too
It's a bit scary, but
We don't bite.
it's okay. That's all right. I thought I'm pretty. I really do worry about it, and what I've seen. I mean, I've got my horse and along there, and I see so much, and it really worries me. And it just the cemetery, especially because there's a lot of elderly, and they do back out from there. They like to park in and then back out.
So if I can assure you, we will take your written and your oral submission seriously.
Okay, and
Thank you very much.
and I can have a look on YouTube, can I?
You can stay. I mean, we're not about to infect you.
Okay, no, that's okay. I thought I might go to the library, but is other people going to speak? Are they? Or?
Well, we have somebody right behind you,
Okay, I might stay and listen, and then.
like yourself, came
Perfect.
early.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Greetings, Jenny. Have you got company with you? Have you got company with you? Oh, well then, would you like to come and-
If she had Alistair with her, would you know?
He was coming in, it's gutted. Gutted that he's not here.
Oh,
And the next one, you've got 3 coming up, so.
you can change your voice.
Right.
Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
We offer you 5 minutes.
Thank you.
We recommend that you focus on the key points that you want to drum into our heads, but the 5 minutes are entirely yours. If you stop early, the chances are that we will have some questions. If you go and use up the full 5 minutes, then there'll be no questions. So it's over to you.
Thank you. It's about 1.5 minutes. Okay. We, and that is Alistair and I, and probably our neighbours, are very disappointed that you continue to waste our time on policies that are of no benefit to anyone. On the arterial routes, the conditions, that is the weather, the time of the day, the year, dictates the speed that you can drive on it. I go through the spillway at Tuchamuri, when it's got water in it, you only go 10 k's an hour. Therefore, when the road is good, there is no reason to go 60 or 80 k's there's no good reason not to go there is no good reason to go 60 or 80 k's on the straights. When my father-in-law Bob first went to Tora, he opened 14 gates to get into town, and it used to take an hour and 10 minutes. Today, well, actually it was on Saturday, I drove here with the speed limits, exactly how it's supposed to be, and it took me an hour and 5. Should you take no notice of our submission and implement these changes to our roads and the Ponatai, all you'll be doing is decreasing productivity and increasing the cost of running a business. Getting a vet, tradie or a stock truck, we will bear the cost of between 20 to 40% increase on the account. We're talking about the hourly rate, not the mileage. So the mileage will stay the same, but the hourly rate. This feels like rural blast bashing and revenue collecting and has absolutely nothing to do with the road zero. This is another 40 minutes each. So the example is 40 minutes each way from Masterton. Multiply that by $95 an hour. That's what the tradie charges. Sit in the car, times 2 people. That's $123.50 per person because they never come by themselves. And that's a lot of extra money to find what might be a simple task, such as a malfunction of a pump or a stove. Do you think this is reasonable and going to make it safer for them to get there? No, they will probably eat and drink the extra 40 minutes and be bored and not concentrate. And they probably, what we're worrying about is they won't even accept the job because they're going to be taking longer to get there to fix something minor. I mean, most of we know we live in the coast. We know our mileage bills are around $300 to $400 just to get someone out. But this is going to put up $650. Kieran Magadol, who told us when we had a morning tea with him out the coast at the end of June, that the council doesn't have to do any of these ideas. You don't have to take them on board. You can do what you like. You can keep your 100 Ks. You don't have to do the 60 or 80. It's up to you. The revenue from speed cameras won't be coming to the district council, but the government to spend willy-nilly on another pet project policy, of course, out for consultation. We will see you next month at the next submission, defending our property rights as you keep on putting out consultation documents and more pressure on ratepayers and rural residents. Yep, that's the blanket approach to site significance to Māori. That includes your roads. We are left wondering when this is going to stop.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, now I do have a question, but I'll invite my colleagues first.
Can I just check with you, Jenny, you've got on here, Lake Ferry Road beyond 239. I'm just curious, where exactly are you talking about from there? Because you've got
You've got an 80K from the end of 239 Lake Ferry Road. That's Lake Ferry Road, that's the other one. Yep, so from Barnabara Square to Lake Ferry Road, 239 Lake Ferry Road, which is about the tip.
yeah,
Actually, Olive Grove, I think it's
it's a past pay farm.
Yep, just around Payne Farm.
Yeah,
That's 60 Ks. And then from there, you've got 80 Ks all the way down to Lake Ferry. Along those straights, 80 Ks. So how long is that going to get to Purana for anyone, for the tradie? I mean, drive them 80 Ks and then you're going to go past the Kahanu Marae at 20 Ks. 20 Ks past Marais, isn't it?
no.
What are you
I thought
past
it was
Marais? You're very slight with 30. You're not very fast past Marais, are you?
No, all schools.
All schools.
Yeah.
So they 20 or 30 Ks.
Pretty sure. I thought it was between 30 and 40. So I'm like,
It's quite
yeah, 60.
past schools.
No,
Yeah, for another 6.
per not because it's on a main highway.
It's
It's
past
40.
Marais.
Pretty
It's
sure.
going past the Marais, so you'll have to reduce it going past the Marais. You can't distinguish between Marais.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Well,
it's
I
40.
wonder if I might just interrupt.
Yeah.
I mean, what you're talking about is a proposal.
Yeah.
Thank you, Janine. It's not a cast in stone. We're going to make decisions later based on the submissions we've read and heard, so.
No, I
It's
just,
about all the people that, I mean, it's their own fault for not making a submission, but you're just putting more consultation documents out. Every other week, it seems that we're writing something. And a lot of people, like this nice lady behind, has obviously never put one in. She felt strongly this time. So just saying that people, it's like voting for anything. They're not going to put in, it's like the next one, this is to Māori. A lot of people didn't realise it's their whole section. And when you read all your 4 pages, of which it's a bit ironic because you actually attached our document to someone else's email. Thank you for that, great privacy. Yes, but that's on the next submission. This is the road plan, so we'll stick to the road. So just saying that what is the point of going down the Dibble Straight or the Wantwood Straight at 80 Ks? Tell me. Why would you
Can
go?
I ask a question?
Yep.
You know, I've been out that road
Yep.
for lots of
Yeah.
times since
Yeah.
Jerry and I were young.
Yeah.
With the increased traffic on the road,
Yeah.
and you know, you've probably seen it a lot more than I have. A lot of people don't know how to drive on those country roads. Is it still, you know, I know that you and Jerry drive that road all the time and can drive these speeds without a problem. And I used to go in Jerry's car when he had the little, you know,
But yeah,
so, you know, he and you must have driven that road a million times.
look, I can't get up to, I do, on the gravel, probably don't go over 60 anyway, 60 on some parts, but you're talking Tower Steel, so you're talking 4 from the Tora Road to the end of 404. So you've got that as 60 Ks. Now that's a 100 K zone.
Wakapuni Hill,
Wakapuni Hill, you can only get about 60, 70, 60 Ks up there.
you're lucky.
That's, if you're lucky.
Yes.
10, that's fine. But from the top of the Wakapuni down the sunny side and all the way into town to Montfort Straight, 80 Ks.
Do you think that for somebody who's not from the district,
Yeah.
a speed sign that says 100 kilometres, do you think they understand what's coming up or whatever, or is that like a target for them?
No, I think what you've got is that you have those things, those arrows, and they say 70. What we've already got on our roads throughout the whole of New Zealand.
This one.
State Highway 1 through the middle of the Desert Road. It's got 25 Ks on that corner. What's the difference? Why can't we have those? So, you know, you can go around those corners at 25 Ks. It's around the world, it's exactly the same.
Okay, so
Mhm.
your 5 minutes is up.
Okay,
Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, no, that's-
And I assure
Thank you.
you that we will take your written and your oral submission.
Thanks very
I
much.
wanted your confirmation on Lake Ferry Road as well. Because you had it.
Go ahead.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, right. Greetings, Ray.
So, Tim, what are those signs called? For those,
Like
Portions
speaking
of-
by signs.
so what are they called? What do you call them?
Welcome. I know you're a little early, but well, I wasn't going to put it quite like that, but if you're ready to join us, you're most welcome.
Submission 43.
43. Thank you.
Oh. I think so. No, not
Okay.
thoroughbred. Oh.
Okay, well, look, you're most welcome, Ray, and the next 5 minutes is, and if you leave a little time after your oral submission, people may ask you questions.
Appreciate your time. Thank you very much indeed. I came to talk about 3 short things. The first is traffic speeding on White Rock Road. We live between Ferry and Freighters. And have had what over 20 years we see as a substantial, one could almost say huge increase in through traffic levels. Of course, the council has the details from its traffic measurement program. I haven't accessed those, but I could, I guess, if necessary, and find out exactly what the latest readings show. We've also had a huge expansion of local traffic in that area as well. For example, housing numbers have gone up on that stretch of road from Ferry to Freighters by 400% the last 7 or so years. So now, instead of the 7 houses which were there 10 years ago, there are 24. The traffic numbers that they generate are significant. But on top of that, of course, you've also got new housing in Freighters in the first 2 kilometres of Freighters. There's substantial new housing in there as well. There's about 8 or 9 new houses in there. So you've got more than 30 dwellings, effectively, of which 7 were there originally when the old speed limits applied. So you've got more than 30 houses now generating traffic every day. As well as that, you've got Brackenridge, which we estimate has a minimum of 40 vehicles a day coming and going. for its gym, its spa, its salon, as well as its accommodation. And then you've got across the road from that, the Facing Giants gym. They have a couple of classes a day, minimum of 15 vehicles in and out every day. So you're getting, fairly substantial numbers of vehicles now compared with when the speeding limits were set at 100k. 100k to us now seems seriously inappropriate in that area. If I couldn't find that area in the designations on the plans, proposals for speed limit changes. Ferry Road, however, it goes down to 60k out as far as White Rock, and then beyond there, it goes up to 80, I understand. I would say that this area now is so significantly populated by housing that 60k would be an appropriate level of traffic speed through that area. We have, for example, as well as all the vehicles that are generated locally, all the traffic that goes through there is going down through the White Rock, right through to the coast. And that notably, of course, happens at the weekends, as well as all the stock movement and so forth that goes on as well. So we've got I think, a very substantial number of extra journeys, hundreds and hundreds a week, effectively going through at speeds of 100k. It's becoming pretty indefensible to my mind. If you look, for example, at the area between on Ferry Road from White Rock Corner back to the urban boundary. Now that's got about 5 houses in it, as well as Pinot Grove and Cottage Grove. Pinot Grove, they've got an alternative exit. Cottage Grove has only got one at the moment. You've also, of course, got the vet and the quarry yard. But apart from that, there are only 5 houses. Now, that qualifies for a 60k limit. I think that the logic says to me that the area from Ferry to Freighters, at least, on White Rock, has an equal core on that sort of focus, that sort of number. As I say, Pinot Grove is 60k. That from Pinot Grove to Ferry is designated in the proposal at 60k. And I think that would be entirely appropriate for that area which I'm talking about on White Rock Road. It's around the corner. It's probably about 1.5 kilometres of space, but a significant increase in traffic there. I haven't even mentioned, for example, we get at least 10 or a dozen log trucks every day coming past as well, and at quite high speeds with air brakes, the whole 9 yards, as you standard know.
Look, thanks very much, Ray. That's brought us to the 5 minutes.
I have one more thing to say, if I may.
Well, I'm going to just check whether anybody's got a question.
The resilience elephant that's in this room, to my mind, in terms of traffic, is the Wahinga Bridge, which 15 years ago was designated as an urgent replacement project.
I don't think it's part of our speed review.
No, but I just want to raise it
This is not
with a flag.
This is not the place to raise it.
It's raised many times, I think, with what goes on.
You're not
15
lying.
years have gone by since it was made urgent.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is not the.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Thanks, Ray. Nice to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right.
Right.
I found that,
Any
No, and you did, I
And
think,
then-
ring.
I didn't get a chance. Oh,
No.
I left a voicemail. I left a
Oh.
voicemail.
Yeah,
So we're then up to Rosie.
right. So, right.
no, let's see it.
At least half an hour.
Building corner, it would still be 100, but it would go down to usually when there's people.
And then I.
The post speed limit is still 100 along there.
Okay. So the
Really
next
good.
person who would turn up naturally would be at Just past 11.
We're calling.
We could possibly adjourn for another half hour.
The various
Right,
speed.
Yeah,
Excuse me, Alistair.
well, there's
Excuse
people.
me, Alistair. We're still at a meeting. And you can certainly get that in 5 seconds because I've just been consulting when we expect the next person to come. And it's slightly over 30 minutes away. So I suggest we adjourn for the next 30.